Hello and welcome to another post-game show, this time covering the Indie World Showcase that happened on August 18th. This was, of course, put on by Nintendo. They used to be called the Nindies, but now they've been doing the Indie Worlds maybe, I don't know, it seems about like once a quarter. It almost feels like they've been doing one, so they've been putting out about 4 a year. It's good, pretty good pace. Started the show with an announcement from Supergiant Games talking about Hades. It's their roguelike dungeon crawler. I believe it's been out like early access at least on like the Epic Games Store. I think it originally released there, and then Steam as well. So I don't know if it's full release yet in that those platforms. But they did announce it's coming to Switch. It's coming fall 2020. And another big announcement they made is that it's cross save with your PC save. So they did make a little thing at the bottom saying, hey, you have to, of course, buy this version as well. You're not going to get both versions for free. But it is pretty cool that, if you have the PC version, you can play that and then carry your save over to the Switch version. So moving right along, next game up would be I always want to call it Hype, but it's Hypnospace Outlaw. This was probably one of the games I was maybe most confused by, I guess, in the showcase. And really what I mean by that is just like how it plays. So the game resembles like an old web browser from the 90s, which I think is kind of like a cool aesthetic. We've seen like plenty of these games that kind of have that thing where you're like using the mouse and going to different pages and looking at different videos and whatnot. That it looks like an old like Windows 95 thing. So that was kind of cool, but you're dodging viruses and hunting down hackers. I don't really know what's going on per se in the game. Kind of just watching the trailer again right now, and there's like a lot of different cuts that I don't really know what's going on. There is a demo available now. Last I checked, like a day or so ago, it was not up yet, I don't believe. But they did announce it's coming August 27th. You can pre-purchase the game now. Probably one of my lower end games that I was excited about, probably about this showcase. Like if I had to rank all of the games, this might be at the bottom. Next up is a game that kind of got shadow dropped. We've known about for a while, but Spiritfarer from Thunder Lotus. I think they did the Jotun game, if I'm remembering that correctly. But this is helping spirits of the dead traverse the afterlife. It just looks like a super cozy, very relaxing game. I don't think I'm going to necessarily get into it, but I do believe it's out pretty much on everything now, because it's available now on PS4, Switch, and I assume PC, Xbox as well. I think it might be on Game Pass if you do have Xbox Game Pass, so that's pretty cool. But I do just love the kind of art with it, and it's just like, again, like I said, it's just very cozy. It's like a lot of friendship stuff. I mean, you might even be crying by the end of this, and of course I love a good cry game. So but Spiritfarer, it's kind of been announced for quite a while, maybe at least a couple of years. I think it maybe was at an Xbox press conference at one point, but we are finally able to play that now. Next up, one of my favorites from the showcase is Garden Story, and it seems like we're getting a lot of good different stories. Like we're getting Sports Story, we had Golf Story, now we're having Garden Story. The trailer started off, I think it had great music. It was only about a 1 minute trailer or something like that, but just even like just the vibes it was, putting off with its music and kind of art style, I really liked. Kind of resembled like a Game Boy Advance game, like you might play. Like I'd play on vacation or something. Now you're rebuilding communities, fighting enemies, coming out 2021. Again, probably one of my favorites that they showed. That is definitely going to be in my top 3 for sure. Next up is kind of a quick announcement. We had Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero, which I suppose is the sequel, coming out early 2021. Didn't really show much of anything else, didn't really talk about anything, just, basically what the premise of Subnautica was. It's been on other platforms for quite a while. I'm just really interested to see how the game will run on Switch, and that seems to be what a lot of people are saying when I've watched some reaction videos. Just really interested to see how it performs. It seemed like it looked pretty good, but I mean, I'm just kind of a little wary about how that game's going to do, specifically like with some textures up close and whatnot. Moving on, one of my other favorite games that I saw at this showcase, Takeshi and Hiroshi from Oink Games. So this is a game that's been on Apple Arcade for a while. That I mean, I have an iPhone, but I'm not subscribed to Apple Arcade, so I miss pretty much all of those games, and I don't really play games on my phone. But you entertain your little brother with your games. You're crafting challenges, crafting enemies, trying to set the difficulty to the right, I guess, challenge, I suppose. I don't really know how the game plays, apparently, but I haven't really looked up anything. But I also don't want to, because I feel like that's kind of the magic of the game. It's on Switch right now. It's available now. It's also on Apple Arcade. Maybe this will come to other platforms. I want to say it was maybe 15 or 20. It might be pretty short as well from the sounds of it. But I will probably play that, and I will probably cry. I really want to download this. So honestly, by the end of getting done with this, I might actually go download it. So very, very high on Takeshi and Hiroshi from Oink Games. Next up, getting kind of to the middle of the show here, Raji and Ancient Epic showed up. This might have been a game at the Xbox demo showcase they had. With all those, it was 80 some demos they had on Xbox Live. Apparently that's just what I've heard other people saying. It's an action adventure game. Looks like it dives deep in Indian culture. They had a little video of one of the developers on there talking about the game and just what things influenced them, how it plays, how they enjoyed making it. It's got fantastic art. I really did like that. Just the different effects that when the character used, I don't know, it was some kind of magic or something like that. I don't know. I just feel like it had bright colors when things actually happened. The animations were really smooth. It's also available now, and it's a timed console exclusive. So we're getting into the Shadow Drop and time console exclusive realm right now. So, Bear and Breakfast was the next game shown. We play as a bear named Hank. You build a camp, attract visitors. I don't really have too much to say about it. It comes 2021. It's a time console exclusive. It seems you're, I don't want to call it a management sim, but or something like Fallout Shelter, that kind of thing, where you get more people in. It sounds like you can kind of go and explore different areas of into the woods. If you expand your camp into the woods, there might be more dangerous foes you have to fight against, kind of thing. But yeah, that coming in 2021, first on Switch. I'm sure it might be first. It might be on PC also, day and date, but console exclusive on Switch so far. Coming down towards the short end of the about 23-minute indie showcase. This is my other third game that will be on my list at the end. It is A Short Hike. You're exploring an island, going at your own pace. I love the art style, and it looks like kind of a DS-styled game, I guess. It looks like I was playing this on my DS in 2005 or 2007 or something like that. Again, you're exploring an island, and it really just looks like there's all these different paths you could take. There's actual different trails you can go on. You can completely go off the trail if you want to. There's parts where you're flying around. There's parts where you're in a boat and just walking around. I love it. Apparently, this might have also been an Apple Arcade or been on something as well. But as the other games, this is going to be a time console exclusive and is available now. This is another game that I may go download right after this. And again, it's a time console exclusive, so maybe at some point it'll be on PlayStation 4 and Xbox, so maybe I can get some trophies or something like that. But that's one of my other games I'm very, very interested to play. It just seems like it'd be really cool just to sit in bed and play this on Switch. Next up, a game from the creator of Reigns comes Card Shark. It's a game about cheating at cards, as they say in the trailer. It's an 18th century French society using card tricks to win your way to the top. And you don't want to get caught because they show a couple people getting shot. It's coming 2021. Had a little bit of talk with the developer. And it seems like they might actually teach you different card tricks and whatnot. So I think that's pretty cool. If that actually teaches you how to do different things. Maybe teaches you how to cheat at cards and how to beat your friends at poker. I have no idea. I guess if you're looking for an avenue to beat your friends finally at poker, you can learn some card tricks from Card Shark. But again, that's coming next year. I believe that's a Devolver Digital game, so they showed up with their one game so far. Torchlight 3 comes up next, set a century after the events of the previous game. And it's still kind of got that Diablo style gameplay going for it, that isometric RPG kind of style. Coming fall 2020. I think it was really weird at the very end of the trailer. They're like, and if you play on Switch, you get an exclusive Red Fairy skin or something like that. And it's like, oh boy, like you couldn't throw like a Link costume in there. Nope, we got to get the exclusive Red Fairy skin. It's kind of just like a throwaway announcement, I feel like. But I haven't really played Torchlight. I think that series really got its start on Xbox Live Arcade. I remember it being a pretty big deal when it first released back in the day, back on 360, but it doesn't really feel like all that many people are talking about it. I think it's gotten mostly like kind of mixed to negative reviews on Steam, I believe if it's out right now, or in early access, I'm not sure. But talking about a game that may be in development for a long time, you're looking at Manifold Garden. So I feel like I wrote articles about this on PSN stores about Manifold Garden, and it had a name before Manifold Garden that I was going to look up before this video, and then I forgot. But that game's finally out now, and I think with a game that's been in development that long, I think this is probably the best way to do it. That game is announced, coming back. It is available now. So they were really working on this till the finish line, and when the game is done, hey, guess what? It's available now. So it is out now on Switch and PS4 and maybe also PC. I do believe this was also an Apple Arcade game, so I think it may be released there first. But now it's finally on console. I'm not sure about, I guess specifically PC, like Steam and Xbox, but it is on Switch, it is on PS4. Both are dropped today, except Switch had the announcement for it. Final few announcements. Evergate showed up, which a lot of people said it looked like Ori and the Blind Forest or Will of the Wisps, and I just feel like I've seen a lot of games that look like this. It's a dreamlike 2D puzzle platformer while traversing the afterlife. Honestly, I would probably put this game and Hypnospace Outlaw as like the two games that I just didn't care about. I'm sorry if, developers, publishers listening to this game. Those were really the two games that just didn't really catch me at all. But it is available now. So if you're looking to jump into Evergate, you can go and play that now. That was the end of the shadow drops. We had plenty of shadow drops throughout this event. But next, we had a sizzle reel. I'm not going to go into detail of all the games, but I'll list which ones they had with release dates. So Haven, coming later this year. Going Under, which I've actually heard good things about, coming September 24th. The Red Lantern, which we actually saw in an Indie World Showcase at some point, maybe last year. That's the sledding game, like up north. I don't know if it's like Iditarod stuff or whatnot, but that's coming fall 2020. Unrailed looks like a train simulator, or train track, railroad track simulator kind of thing. Coming September 23rd, demo available now. Struggling, coming August 27th, which looked like a horrifying game in my eyes. Inmost, coming August 21st. She Dreams Elsewhere, early 2021. Grindstone from Capybara, which is also on Apple Arcade, coming fall 2020. And Goner 2, coming fall 2020. And that leads us to the final announcement. It is Untitled Goose Game, has a co-op free update coming September 23rd, and that is not exclusive to Switch or anything. Again, Nintendo had the announcement, but that is coming to Xbox, PS4, Switch, and PC. So that was it. That was what ended the announcement. Other than that, they mentioned a big eShop sale going on now. And I think that's pretty cool because I actually was on there the other day, and it seemed like a lot of the games they did showcase, or that a lot of them that they shadow dropped, being like, hey, this game's available now, and it's on sale. So I was actually pretty impressed with the with the sale they had going on. So, but again, that wraps up the Indie World Showcase. Again, I like to do my top 3. I mean, I have my 3 games. I think just ranking them is kind of maybe a little tough. I'm going to go number 3. I'm going to go Garden Story. And I think I say that just because it's 2021. I think Garden Story could have been higher if it wasn't 2021, but knowing that we're going to have to wait a little bit longer, I'm going to put that in the number 3 slot. Number 2, going to go with A Short Hike. Just love that DS art style. I just feel like I could play that in the back of a van from 2007, going to baseball games and going to museums and whatnot. I just feel like that game really kind of takes me back. I just love the art design. And then number 1, Takeshi and Hiroshi from Oink Games, also available now. It's something where I just don't know a ton about it, or how it, I mean, I know a little bit about it, but I just don't really know how it plays, what we're doing. And I think that's just the magic, that I just want to jump into it without knowing anything and just figure it out on my own. So that's going to be my number 1 from this showcase. I mean, it's getting close to the end of August. Are we going to get a Nintendo Direct? There's still rumor. I mean, I feel like it's every month there's a rumor that a Direct's coming at the beginning or an end of a month. But last few times I feel like we've had a Indie World Direct or Indie World Showcase, and then we actually had a proper either Nintendo Direct Mini or Nintendo Direct. I'm pretty close to it. So, yeah, that has been the post-game show for the Indie World Showcase that took place on August 18th. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll see you next time some big video game news happens. See ya!